so this looks pretty good. Alright, we're gonna get started. Okay, so this is at New Jersey's first Platinum 102-man Solstice event. I know the Matsei sinkhole. I'm going to be in seat 1, which is going to be represented by the orange and black. The Sammy player, which is Boros Affinity deck, will be in seat 2. A Golgari Gilsa deck is in seat 3, and seat 4 is Sisei, which is 5-color legendary soup. You're getting an overview for this because the sound was choppy. The event was really good. The visual event space was right next to the regular playing area, which ended up being very loud, so it threw the mics off. So we're just going to do this pretty easily. I'm going to walk you through the turns. I'll stop once in a while just to, think about something. This is going to be us setting up. Let me. This is us taking a look at our hands. I got a snap keep from Sammy, I think. A snap keep from the Gissa player, maybe. Or maybe it was the Sisei. I kind of have to think about it. But, we're on Malcolm Bile. This is what I take the tournaments right now. We're going to test something out new and exciting, but, yeah. There you go. So I'm going to start with the Steam Vents. Shock and lose 2 life and just pass the turn. Pretty simple starting hand. Not super aggressive. I expect more out of both the other decks. Still setting up. I'm so far behind on being set up properly. I have a whole little ritual that I do. We have a Chrome Mox, a Command Tower, and then we're gonna see a Engineer, Goblin Engineer. So he's gonna search his deck for an artifact, put it in the graveyard. Yeah, it's gonna be a mana vault. So he's looking to get out Sammy turn 2 or 3. Sammy's like 6 mana, and then you can turn on all your artifact shenanigans with every other spell. We get a mana confluence into a Mox Diamond, throwing away a basic forest, it looks like, snow covered. And then Sisei. Nope. Not Sisei. We're gonna a Destiny Spinner. That's not good for us. That means we can't interact with creatures and enchantments. They cannot be countered. This will be a Verdant Catacombs out of the Sisei player, and then a pass. I have an Ancient Tomb, which obviously is the reason why we kept our hand, into a turn 2 Malcolm, which is always, it's the slowest you ever want to be on the deck. So we just took a really nice hand based off of that. Alright, pass the turn over to the Sammy player. Hopefully we get a land drop here. And we did. It's an artifact land, which is actually really good here. So we can tap it for a mana. Yeah, it's a treasure vault. Get a colorless out of it. Then tap for red, eat it, and play the mana vault out of the graveyard. That's really good. That puts us in a good spot to be casting our commander. I noticed by keeping my hand that this pod was very limited on blue interaction. So I would assume that I have the highest density of blue interaction at the pod. So I can be turbo very aggressive in this pod compared to other players or normal games. Alright, so we have an Infernal Plunge, sacrificing the Engineer after we got back to Mana Vault. That's pretty good. So now we have 4 red and a colorless. And it looks like you got misstepped by the Siste player. Take him off of, I would assume, 7 mana. Yeah, so whatever he had was 7 mana. The Gisa player is City of Traders. Are we going to see a Gisa? Gilsa? Sunslayer, the elf. If she deals damage, she draws cards, destroys enchantments or something, or proliferates or something. I had no idea what this deck was trying to do, to be perfectly honest. Kind of threw me off, and it's hard to do that, so love the Brewer's Advantage. Useless, aka John. Very cool. We got a crack of a fetch out of the Sisse player. Verdant into a Scrubland, I see. Cuts. So this is like one of the first events where I got to sit at the like recorded table, so it was pretty fun. I mean, I record all the time anyway, so it didn't change anything for me, but I don't think we had any people really nervous. That's just a tropical island and no bloom tender. Alright, let's get some pirate stuff going here. Yep. Hand's looking pretty bleak. I just want to get some mana. Let's hit the Sisse player. And there's that treasure. If you like that treasure, you go to dweebmats.com. Use promo code EDHsenpai at checkout and you can get 5% off. Awesome tokens. Love Wild. Love the whole Sleeves and Dweeb server. Oh, what is this? Oh, this is the new addition to the deck that we never get to see. This is Lock Treasure Hunter. And as I explained it to them, I'll explain to you. Whenever it goes to combat, everyone will mill a card. If a land is milled, I make a treasure. And I may play one of any of the other colors milled by casting it. It has... You can't block a creature bigger than itself. So, and it being a 2/3 means you're never going to really kill it unless you double block. Pretty interesting tech. It's taken my pirate farm into the mid-range pretty well. So, yeah. I actually pretty much enjoy that card. I think we're going to get a Sammy at this point. Oh, we get the Horn of Harnfeld. Okay. At this point, being shut off Sammy last turn, he's trying to look for land to get back in the game so that way he can do stuff. He hits a... for a Chromatic Orrery, he hit... This was what he probably was going to cast, a Chromatic Orrery. He hits a Stormkin Artist, which is the instant sorcery spells, give me treasures, or Smothering Tide, and cannot cast either since he's out of mana. So those are not the land he needed. That is big oops. Yeah, feels bad. He literally, one little mental mistake took him off of his entire deck. At this point, I'm not really threaticizing that at all. Kind of just like, okay, cool. We got this. I know that I kept a really good hand early. So... Oh, wow, the sound's coming back. It's crazy. Let me turn the sound off, sorry. Because the sound is so bad. So I see a Culling the Weak. I'm going to float a blue in response, and we're going to lose everything. Ironically enough, as he told me later, let me pause for a second. As he told me later after the game that the young man in the bottom, useless, thought that Lock was a 2-mana creature, not a 3-mana creature. So, I mean, I did let people look at the card, and we did talk about it. So, he would have had 1 more mana, but he also would have had 1 less creature on the board. So it kind of feels a kind of way a little bit. It was just a little misplay, which I don't think really affected the game as much as everyone wants to make it out to be. But as you see, we'll keep going. Nobody had an interaction for that, which is really odd because I guess Sammy did. We need to. Oh, Bolas' Citadel. That's a pretty big one. Everyone gets really excited. You see, they pick their hands up very quickly. There's definitely a Bolas' Citadel out. What is it? A 1 1/3 chance that he has a land on top. I have interaction in the form of a bounce. Not too concerned with this. He checks the top. I ask him if he's good with it, and then I just bounce it. So I give Sammy the token, so he's looking for the little frog or whatever you get out of fish. Yeah, I just bounce it for 1. I don't want to deal with anything like can remove commanders or creatures afterwards, so I'll just get rid of it. Later, I found out that the card on top was a Culling the Weak. He could have sacked this commander for 4 black and kept going, which probably would have been where he wanted to, since he thought the game was over at this point. I don't know why people always think that, but it's crazy. We've got Sisei paying 2. Now that the Bloom Tender's gone, I'm happy with this. Oh, we have a Turu. And they making deals at this damn table. They definitely don't want the Pirates to do really well, so they try to keep me down. Oh, a Mox Diamond. That's pretty good. Sandbagging a Mox Diamond is pretty solid. Unless he had the Turu in his hand and didn't cast it last turn over the Bloom Tender. We're going to untap. We're going to draw a magic card. I actually think this is the final turn. And this is, sadly, like, this was the highlight of the day, because this is, like, my best win the whole day. The rest of the day was basically just forced draws, me jamming, and people stopping me, and we getting draws. And then we just bubbled out just in that 23rd spot. Sweet 23. We're going to crack this Scalding Tarn. We're going to get probably a Volcanic or a Badlands. Pirates is just 0 to 50, man. Like, we're turn 4. I took a nice slow hand. Didn't want to be super aggressive in this pot since I'm friends with actually 2 of these people. I didn't want to have to mulligan down. The whole goal of the game is never to mulligan as deep as I have to, but sometimes when you're sitting in like seat 1, you kind of feel like you have to get a really good hand, especially in the aggressive deck. There's a lot less blue at this table, so I'm not as concerned about the blue players as I normally am. So we're going to see a Tainted Pact here. I have a formidable amount of what they consider to be like tutors or forbidden tutors in my deck. I run Plunge into Darkness, Tainted Pact, Demonic Consultation, Vampiric Tutor, obviously, and there's a Thoracle. And what we're doing right now is we're looking for a win. I see everybody being basically tapped out except for the Sisei on 1 mana, which means there's no chances except for a Swords of Plowshares or a counterspell from Sisei. Having the Boros player completely out of mana is pretty safe for me. Well, in the first 20, if we hit Glenhorn Buccaneer, you know we're going to take. Because Glenhorn Buccaneer is a 1-card combo with our commander. We're going to cast it. And trying to have that 1 interaction spell, the counter spell that counters a creature, is pretty hard since this is our 2nd spell for the turn. We're going to go Lockdown at Gissa. We're going to go Malcolm at Sisei. We're going to go Glenhorn at Sammy. Everybody's going to mill. I'm going to get an extra treasure. That's nice. And I'm not going to cast any of your stuff. I mean, this is where a counterspell would have been nice. If I hit a counterspell or something, or a silence, I would have taken it. Asking for damage. See if anyone has anything just to stop me here. If they don't, I would like to make the 2 extra treasures up to 3. Before combat ends, I'll spend 2 mana, activate Glittering Buccaneer, discard a land. I actually, in a couple seconds, I'll show you. I have a Mental Misstep, a Daze, I think a Deflecting Swat or something. I actually have like 2 pieces of interaction. I can't remember which ones it was. I'm presenting the loop to everybody in case they have interaction at some point. I'm going super slow. I don't want people to think I'm trying to push them through it. I do reveal a Deflecting Swat, a Daze, and an Auto Aura. So, yep. I have more than enough interaction to stop two things from hitting me. Actually 3, because the Deflecting Swat would have taken somebody off. But, yep, they call it here. They're friends. They know that I have it at this point. We have a policy when we're at tournaments that we make people play it out, because people tend to punt a lot. This is the after conversation, because I did tell the host that this game probably won't be very long since there's not much blue at the table, that one of us is just going to jam a win. But they still wanted to put us there because we're pretty good friends of the channel. But either way, New Jersey CDH is coming up in the world. I really like their events. They're doing a really good job. I'm going to put links in the bottom for everyone to check it out. Yeah, I'm really happy.